Okay, here's a bit of a Neovim video here. I'm going to show you my whole Neovim config, which is a single init.lua because I don't want to have like 1 billion fucking Lua files. That's pointless. And basically, it's got like zero plugins because I don't really know. I just felt like not including plugins. So yeah, here I'm just gonna like walk you through it like a little baby. So here's a map leader. Here's me enabling true vivid color so I can have like all the color in the world. Me enabling the line number here and the relative numbers here. And if you don't know what these are for, let's say I want to move to this line right here. Well, it is 17 lines away from me, so I can just press 17J. There you go. You learn something every day. Anyways, cursor line is there for the fucking line, as you can see here. Expand tab. These are all just yeah. Expand tab is for like automatically when I press enter here. So if I go to like os.h and I go all the way like here, for example, I do this. See that? It does the auto tab thingy for me. Basically, that's literally it. Tab stop for shift. So because the default is 8, and I'm not a Linux kernel developer. Incremental search so that when I do to true, it does it in real time. I don't have to like wait for some. I don't have to like. It doesn't wait for me to press enter. Basically, disable swap files because they're retarded. Disable backups because they're also retarded. The word rapid is retarded. Forward coder is the only editor that did for word wrapping right. Undo file under these are actually useful. List so that it does like a little space thingies as you can see where you can't really see actually somehow. Anyways, and path. You just keep an eye on this one. Keep an eye on this one. Now here I set the theme to retrobox because I use growthbox, but I don't have growthbox, so the retrobox is like the closest thing I've got. And then I have my own grep, which keep an eye on too. Here I register C people C++ to C because fuck C++. And I have all these really cool data types. Well, data types, what? I have so basically, if I'm editing a C file or a header file or a Lua file, I'll just like start a tree sitter, which is built into Vim. Then I have this little line right here that I copied from a Sylvan Franklin video because this is just the equivalent of a C macro. It's fucking beautiful. Thank you for that. This is for splits, so if I have to like a bunch of splits, I don't have to press Control W L and then Control W J, and it's just no. I can just hold Control and go through them normally. So yeah, Control D and Control U, basically the same, but it centers it using ZZ. And here it's like for auto completion. So if I press Control N, it uses the tags file instead of having a whole LSP. I know there's an built-in LSP client in Neovim, but nah, I don't feel like using clankd or CCLS. They both suck. And I have this control space, which is for omni completion. I've got these that I copied from like I don't even remember at this point. I copied these from the Primesions comic files, I think. The the J and K is just for like moving a line around, and N and these are just for like when I search for true, for example. No, when I search for Vim dots, it centers my cursor. It centers it automatically for me, so that's cool. Then I have the semicolon for the command history, so I can just look at the command history real quick. I have escape in terminal mode, so if I press Alt H, which just means horizontal, I'm just used to it. I'm in the terminal, I do all my cool shit, like for example, fast fetch, because that I just feel like it. And I press escape to, like manipulate the text, do whatever I want. And then when I'm finished with it, I just control D out of the terminal, and that's it. Yeah, so basically instead of pressing control backslash control N, I just press escape while I'm in terminal mode. Cool. Then I have a bunch of leader keys. So write, Q discard, copy to system clipboard. To check if that works, go all the way here to check health. No, wait, check health, and then vim.clipboard. I think it was clipboard alone. I forgot. But yeah, just like run a little clip. So yeah, so it's xclip. That's cool. And then here I have E for net or W, so I can just, built-in file manager. NetRW is technically a plugin, but it's a first-party plugin. It comes with Vim pre-installed. So yeah, it's not cheating. Shut up. And then leader v. So, by the way, the dollar sign. This is like a environment variable, whatever. My vim rc just points to your init.lua. Just a little info right there. And then here's the interesting part. I use Telescope like every other human being, so I do need fuzzy finding and all that. But I found an alternative, kinda. So instead of using Telescope, okay, first of all, remember that set path I told you earlier? Yeah, if you do a star, it like goes through, directories recursively, so I can just do leader ff find, and then look at the file structure. You see, this is the file structure, and then I do leader ff, and then let's say os.h, and I can just press tab, and that's it. It auto-completed it for me, and I'm there. Now let's say I want to grep. Here's the custom command that I made. Here it is. It's literally just copied from the help they give you. So if we go to the help menu and go to command, there it is. I just copied this one. So all it does is it takes in some arguments for what you want to do, and then C opens them. So it would be something like this. Let's say FG, and then I'm looking for OS Win32 window, right? And it opens up this nice window right here, which I can just like copy everything. So I can just go here, for example. For some reason, TreeSetter is not working. I'll fix that in a moment. Wait, why is it not working though? That's odd. Right? Do I need CPP? That would be very strange if I need that. Hold on, though. Yes, I do. Okay. Well, yeah, anyways, I registered C++ as a C file, so fuck you. Anyways, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about compilation. So we got fuzzy finding, right? How about compilation? Now, unlike the last Neovim video, which was about compile mode.nvim, which I would still use, sadly, I can't because right now, no plugins. So I would just do leader R and it would just run make, and that's it. And then I can do shift R, which means I can, customize it to like something else. So instead of make, it would be make minGW. And now I can run, and it runs using wine, right? And then it glitches the whole thing because, yeah, the, the joy of window managers, I guess. Let me just press Control and go back. And then let's say I have a bunch of warnings, right? I'm going to jump to one of those warnings where I can just do leader X and it'll open this menu for me so I can jump to whatever fucking thingy you want. You can see the little highlight so that, you can go to it if you want. So let's say I want to go here. Well, I can just go here and that's it. That's my whole Neovim setup. And now I have like a little, wait. I forgot to make one more command, which is leader C. And what it basically does is literally just generate the Ctags file. And so just do a carriage return, there we go, exit, and then go here. So now let me just generate the Ctags file, and now let's say I'm like all the way here. No, I'm all the way to the main file. Let's go to like the main.c file. So main.c. No. Main.c. There we go. Let's say I want to see what this function does, right? Or what this function does. Well, I can just go here and then press control, which is a built-in control right bracket, or whatever you call it. And it's a built-in Vim command. It'll just like look for the tags file, which I've got right here. And then it'll just take me to the definition there. And that's literally it. Now let's do some completion, shall we? So let's say I'm typing some really cool shit. So where's my completion stuff? There it is. Yeah, let's say I'm doing tag completion. So OS Win32 window, and then I press Control N, and that's it, tag completion. Or I do OS underscore, and it'll give me a bunch of thingies. You can go around using Control N and Control P, and then when you want to accept one of them, you press Control Y. And if you want to cancel one of them, you just press Control E, and that's it. And same shit with like omni completion. So let's say I'm typing the word double and press Control omni completion pattern not found. That's sad. And then omni completion. There we go. Yeah, it works beautifully. So we got the one from os.h. and the other one from os.h. Wow, how different. So let's say Win32, Omni completion, and there we go. That's it. That's literally the whole game. So yeah, that has been my ultimate minimalist Neovim config that has fuzzy finder with that one, It has make, which sadly treats errors as warnings, but you know what? Who cares? It is 64 lines of code, so we'll keep it at that. Although, not gonna lie, it would be nice if it was 69 lines of code, but what can you do? And yeah, I guess that's it. See you.